Welcome back to the channel Yahoo Japan News everyone. Today's story has fans of Chang Wook and Nam Hyun absolutely buzzing with excitement and emotion. The actor known for his charm and sincerity has finally opened up about the very first time he felt a spark for Namjoon and how he tried for as long as he could to hide those feelings before eventually giving into what his heart wanted. It's a confession that has reignited one of the most beloved on-screen pairings in K-drama history, bringing back memories of the chemistry that once lit up millions of screens. Chang Wook's revelation came during a recent interview where he reflected on his career, his personal growth, and the connections he's made along the way. When asked about a moment that truly changed his perspective on love and acting, he mentioned his time filming Suspicious Partner, the hit drama that paired him with Nam Hyun. At first, he said he viewed her as a talented colleague, someone much younger, but deeply professional. But as filming went on, something about her sincerity, warmth, and quiet strength began to affect him in ways he didn't expect. He admitted that the spark came suddenly during a late-night filming session for one of the show's emotional scenes. They had been shooting for hours, exhausted but focused when Nam Hyun gave a performance so raw and heartfelt that it left him momentarily speechless. I remember watching her and something inside me shifted, Chang confessed softly. It wasn't about acting anymore. It was something real, but I didn't want to admit it. I told myself it was just admiration. At the time, he was very aware of the professional boundaries between co-stars. He revealed that he went out of his way to hide how he felt, even avoiding eye contact during certain scenes or keeping their conversations brief off camera. I didn't want people to notice, he said with a laugh. Even the director teased me once, saying I looked too nervous around her. I tried to act normal, but inside my heart was racing every time she smiled. Fans who've rewatched the drama say they can now spot the real emotion behind some of those scenes, calling his confession a confirmation of what they had long suspected. Nam Hyun, known for her bright personality and grounded nature, apparently had no idea at the time. Chang Wook shared that she treated him with the same kindness and professionalism from beginning to end, which only made it harder for him. She was so natural, so unguarded, he explained. She'd laugh easily, she'd encourage the staff, and she'd never make anyone feel small. That kind of energy, it draws you in before you even realize it. It was that effortless charm, he said, that made it impossible to ignore the connection growing between them. As filming continued, the chemistry between the two became undeniable, both on screen and off. Viewers at the time were captivated by their playful banter, lingering glances, and the deep emotional resonance in their romantic scenes. Even after the drama ended, rumors swirled that the two had developed feelings for each other in real life. Chang Wook always brushed off the speculation with a smile. But now, years later, his words seemed to suggest that those rumors weren't entirely unfounded. He explained that his attempts to suppress his feelings were partly out of respect. I didn't want to confuse work and real life, he said. I told myself that the emotion I felt belonged to my character, but every time we finished a scene, I'd still feel it. That pull that doesn't go away when the cameras stop rolling. He described moments when he'd catch himself thinking about her long after leaving the set, only to shake his head and remind himself that it wasn't appropriate to cross that line. Eventually though, the connection became too strong to ignore. Chang Wook recalled a particular rap party after filming one of the show's most emotional episodes. The atmosphere was light-hearted. Everyone was laughing, eating, and celebrating, but he found himself watching Nam Ji-hoon from across the room, feeling both nervous and drawn to her. I don't even remember what I said, he admitted with a shy smile. But that night, I stopped pretending. I realized I couldn't hide it anymore. From that point on, their friendship deepened. He said they began spending more time together outside of work, sharing meals, and talking about everything from acting to everyday life. It wasn't some big romantic moment, G.I. Chang Wook said. It was more like two people realizing they understood each other in a way that didn't need words. That mutual understanding, he explained, made their bond feel natural and comforting, like something that had been there all along, waiting to be acknowledged. Fans who have followed their journey over the years know that Ji Chang-wook and Nam Ji-han have always maintained a quiet friendship even after the drama ended. They've been spotted supporting each other's projects and sending warm messages during interviews. When asked about her in previous appearances, Ji Chang-wook often spoke with affection and admiration, calling her one of the most genuine people he's ever worked with. His latest confession has now added an emotional layer to those words, turning them into something far more meaningful. He also shared how working with Nam Ji-han changed his outlook on love and relationships. I used to think love was about intensity, passion, excitement, drama, he said. But she made me see that it can also be peaceful, steady, and quiet. Sometimes it's the person who brings you calm that ends up staying in your heart the longest. That reflection resonated deeply with fans, many of whom commented that Ji Chang-wook's description perfectly fits the kind of love Nam Ji-han has always represented on screen, gentle yet powerful. When asked whether the two ever pursued a relationship beyond friendship, Ji Chang-wook smiled and said only, some feelings don't need to be labeled to be real. That one sentence sent fans into an emotional frenzy. Many took it as a confirmation that while they may not have gone public with anything, what they shared was something deeper than just co-star chemistry. It was perhaps a quiet and lasting affection built on respect, understanding, and timing. He also admitted that hiding his feelings wasn't easy, especially when fans constantly paired them together and the media speculated about their closeness. It was flattering, of course, he said, but I wanted to protect what we had. Sometimes the best way to preserve something meaningful is to keep it private. His humility and care in speaking about Nam Ji-han only made fans adore him more, praising his respect and sensitivity toward her. For Nam Ji-han's part, she has always spoken fondly of Ji Chang-wook. In interviews, she once mentioned that he made her feel comfortable on set, despite the pressure of acting alongside such an established star. He was always considerate, she said. He guided me through difficult scenes and made me laugh when I was nervous. Now, with Ji Chang-wook's recent revelation, fans are re-watching her old interviews with fresh eyes, wondering if perhaps she too had felt something special that she chose not to express publicly. Their story has reignited nostalgia for Suspicious Partner, which remains one of the most beloved romantic thrillers in K-drama history. The drama's unforgettable confession scenes and tender moments are now being reinterpreted by fans who say they can see the real emotions shining through. It wasn't just acting, one fan wrote online. You can feel that Ji Chang-wook was really looking at her not just as his character, but as himself. Even now, years after the drama's end, the bond between Ji Chang-wook and Nam Ji-han seems unbroken. They continue to support each other from afar, sending warm words through mutual acquaintances and attending industry events where their paths occasionally cross. His recent confession has rekindled the fandom's hope that maybe someday the two might reunite on screen or perhaps even share another quiet moment off camera that reminds them of the connection they once had. Chang ended his interview with a touching message about the experience. Sometimes, he said, you meet someone who changes how you see love. Not because something grand happened, but because they made you feel seen, understood, and at peace. Hyun was that person for me. Those words left fans emotional, their hearts full of hope and admiration for the actor who finally shared a piece of his truth. In the end, Chang-wook's confession isn't just a love story. It's a reminder of how real emotions can bloom even in the make-believe world of drama. His honesty has brought back a wave of warmth to fans who always believed there was something genuine between him and Nam Ji-hyun. Whether their connection remains a cherished friendship or something deeper, one thing is certain, the spark that began all those years ago has never truly faded.